Even in the book of NCERT, it is written, if you compare the existence of Earth in respect to universe, we are not more than a speck. We are very minute part. If you talk about the Earth existence in compared to all the universe, what is the existence of Earth? It's a very less part, because universe contains millions of galaxies, and each galaxies contains millions of stars, and each stars have many planets. For example, if you talk about Earth is a planet and the star is Sun. The Sun is nearest star in the Milky Way, and there are so many planets that is revolving around the Sun. Earth is a planet revolving around the Sun, and Earth is a very small planet. There are so many several bigger planets revolving around the Sun also. You know, Jupiter is a very big planet. So basically, the existence of Earth is negligible in compared to all universe. But life appears in the Earth. Life appeared in the Earth, in Earth only. And how life start appearing in the Earth, there are several concepts. There have been many theories put forward or proposed to explain how the life appeared after the formation of Earth. So the next part is origin of life, and that explain how first life appeared after the formation of Earth. There are so many theories in respect to origin of life. First of all, we will discuss about the most accepted theory that was proposed by Oparin and Haldane. The theory name is chemical evolution of life. Chemical evolution of life, or it is also called chemogenic theory. This theory was explained by, in the form of hypothesis only, that was explained by Oparin and Haldane. And by the limited experiment, with a limited infrastructure, with a limited information, they propose that life begins from non-living things only. Or they propose that the non-living things get united into more complex form gradually, and finally it enveloped into a definite membrane, and finally it developed into a complete cellular structure. So Oparin Haldane proposed that what would happen after the formation of Earth. They assume that after the formation of Earth, let us suppose that is our crust area. This crust surface was initially containing large amount of some molecules like CH4, ammonia, H2O, vapor, and the hydrogen gas, etc. And it is assumed that these molecules are the basis of the formation of life, we can say. Only these molecules get transformed into the living structure or the living cell. So that is called chemical evolution, because it is all chemical compound only, and these chemical compounds gradually changes into different type of molecules. They form more complex molecules, macromolecules, and finally that macromolecules becomes aggregated and develop into a cellular form. So after the formation of crust, initial molecule what we discuss about, that is methane, ammonia, H2O, hydrogen, etc. And how these molecules get transformed into the cellular life, it is a very gradual process. What Oprin Helden said, they assume that initially these molecules like CH4, ammonia, hydrogen, H2O slowly developed into more complex molecules. For example, Oprin Helden proposed that suppose this is the initial structure of, it was the initial structure of Earth, and the Earth crust with structure of CH4, ammonia, H2O vapor, and hydrogen gas. And there was no ozone layer initially in between the sun and the Earth's surface. So if we talk about, if the sun is radiating UV rays, it is striking these molecules. First of all, UV rays strike the water molecule, and H2O vapor split down into the molecules like hydrogen and oxygen. After the formation of hydrogen and oxygen by the splitting of water molecule, we can say it is splitting of water molecule due to this UV rays radiation coming from the sun. These H2O, being a lighter elements, escaped into upper atmosphere, and in the above atmosphere it converted into hydrogen and helium gas also. And still it is assumed that in the upper atmosphere there is abundance of hydrogen and helium. Now what is the fate of this water molecule? Now this water molecule combines with both CH4 and ammonia, and here it is converted into CO2, H2O, N2 plus H2O, or NO2 plus H2O. Being the oxides of carbon, nitrogen, H2O get also formed. This H2O again, because Earth's temperature was very high, it was all in the form of vapors. Some of the oxygen molecule also get escaped into upper atmosphere, and here this oxygen slowly gets converted into ozone layer. So the formation of ozone happens only when there was splitting of water molecule and oxygen get escaped into upper atmosphere. Now once the, and that is a continuous process, this is a continuous process, water molecule was continuously forming but in the form of vapors, and because of that vaporization process, condensation process and the draining process, it is said that formation of water vapor, that is called vaporization, and in the upper atmosphere that water vapor get cooled and condensed and it start raining. It is said that it happened millions of years, a continuous process, the vaporization, the condensation and the raining, and after that only earth get cooled down, slowly process, slowly in the time process, earth cooled down because of raining millions of years. There are three different processes, that is vaporization, condensation and raining, and because of that slowly the earth's temperature get cooled down. So initially the earth temperature was nearly 6,000 degrees centigrade, and we can't think about any existence of water molecule in the form of liquid form. But once the earth temperature reduced below 200 degrees centigrade, below 200 degree centigrade, the upper surface of crust filled up with water molecule, and that is the part of ocean water. So in a sequential way, we can explain how water body formation takes place at the crust surface. First of all, we discussed about the formation of earth. Then we talk about the formation of simpler molecules like CH4, ammonia, H2O, etc. And then after we discussed about how raining happens continuously for millions of years. And finally, when the earth temperature declines below 200 degrees centigrade, the earth's surface gets filled with water, and that water becomes ocean water. So it was the first lithosphere. Then after that it was reducing atmosphere, and the most, or we can say, the water body formation happened only after when the earth temperature declines to 100 degree centigrade. So in the sequence we can say the first, in the formation of all the lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, first of all we talk about formation of lithosphere, that was the formation of early part of earth. Then we talk about formation of atmosphere, and initially it was highly reducing. And third, the formation of water body, and that is called hydrosphere. One very interesting question is asked, and it is like earth was highly reducing. What evidences we have? How we can explain earth was reducing during the earth atmosphere was reducing in its earlier time. One of the most important evidence in that explanation is reducing atmosphere is very negative, we can say, or reducing atmosphere does not allow the polymerization of molecules. Remember, because once after simpler molecule is formed, it get combined into more complex molecules. Polymeric molecule is formed like carbohydrate, proteins, nucleic acid. But for the formation of polymeric molecules like carbohydrate, proteins, or nucleic acid, atmosphere must be reducing, or we can say reducing atmosphere is helpful for the polymerization reaction. So it is the evidence, it is a proof that Earth early atmosphere was highly reducing, because oxidizing atmosphere does not allow the polymerization process, and it will not allow the formation of molecules like carbohydrate, proteins, and nucleic acid. So Earth was highly reducing in the early atmosphere because of complete lack of free molecular oxygen. Remember, oxygen was there in the form of water molecule, in the form of several bauxite ores, but that was not freely as molecular oxygen. So the Earth was highly reducing. Now, what will happen after the formation of water body? Initiation of life is possible only once we talk about the existence of water molecule. In today's research or today's space research work, or if we talk about the possibility of existence of life in other planets like Mars and other planets, scientists are still in the search of water body, whether it is present in Mars and other planets also. If there is the evidence of water body in the other planets, then can only we think about the possibilities of life in other planets also. But still it is a part of research, or it is part of discovery whether water is present in other planets. We can't say very strongly in that favor. Discovery, or still several work is going on in that part only, in that respect only, the existence of the water body in other planets. But it is for sure life possibilities in Earth. It happened only when the water existence, when the water body formation or water forms in our Earth surface. Without water body, we cannot think about the existence of life.